Thing still doesn't do much, does it? What if we at least try to, I don't know, let's add a button. Oh my gosh, what was all that? Let's make a button. Let's make the button say change heading. And then in JavaScript, let's say document dot query selector button. Save that to a variable. Const button equals. And let's refresh the page. And let's just make sure in the console, if I type button, I've actually got a variable. I sure do. It's the button. Yay. See? Yeah, how it highlights over there? It's pretty snazzy. It's a neat trick. Cool. We know how to do that. So we've got a button. It says change heading. You know what else I think we need in our project? We need a README. We should always have a README. So let's create a brand new file in our project. I'm going to open up my little thing here. Let's open up a new file. I'm going to call it all caps readme.md for Markdown. Everybody know Markdown? It's a cool little plain text format that translates easily into HTML. Uses things like a hash for an H1, 2 hashes for H2, etc. Paragraphs are just little thingies of text with a line break in between them. Sorry, an empty line in between them, like that. Just like you would write a paragraph in a plain text file. Piece of cake. Bulleted lists, it's just things like this and that. So easy. So anyway, I have an H1 here that says Chris Mess. Then I'm going to put an H2 that says day 1 homework. Then I'm going to look up what the day 1 homework was last time because I forget. But I'm sure it was great. Homework. Make the button change the text of the heading. That is the H1. Here's a fun little markdown trick. Put backticks around something. That's the same key as the tilde right under escape. And it treats it like code. Make the button change the text of the heading. We've already done that, right? That's easy. We know that trick. We have higher standards for ourselves. So we need a little bonus credit. I'm going to copy and paste this into Slack. Add multiple headings to the page and make the button change the second one. Use a class or an ID. Don't just make an H1 and an H2 and query selector H2. Make 2 H1s and use a class or an ID to target the one you want. Just to prove that you know how to do that. Super mega bonus credit. Add a form to the page. What? We haven't talked about forms. That's right, and Google was never invented, so I guess you're just stuck. Add a form to the page. Add a text input to the form. When the form is submitted, update the heading with the text that you type in the text input. Super mega bonus credit, hyper fighting. Make sure it works when you press enter on the keyboard, not just when you click the button. Yeah. Add a button and day 1 homework. Oops, I'm cheating. Whoops. Git add, git commit, etc. So that is your homework for this very first day. Let me make sure this worked. Did I push? Yeah. There's some stuff in there that we haven't learned how to do yet, but I know you know how to use the internet. Hopefully you even have internet access in your rooms. You can do it. I believe in you. You have the power. I wanted to say something else about this. So when you do your homework, I would say as you get each step done, I would make each of those a separate commit and have a good commit message that actually says what you did. Don't just say update or do more stuff. Say something like change the heading. That's a good commit message. Tells me what that commit does. So when we look at your homework on Friday, we'll know that's the commit we should be looking at to see your code. Add multiple headings to the page. Make the button change the second one. And make the commit message change the second heading. It's nice and short, but it tells me just where to look to find that little piece of code. And when you make a new thing work, that's a good time to commit again. Don't wait until you've done the whole thing, because you might break it again. Every time you have something new that works, that's a good time to make a commit.